we are going to talk about ACLs, right? ACLs. So ACLs will help us to maintain the security at row level and the table level, even at a field level. Okay. So when we are talking about security, there are you need to look at this particular topic in a broader perspective. Okay. So ServiceNow is already using user ID and password to authenticate in the beginning. Okay. Only if the user ID is valid, then only you are able to log into the system, right? You are able to log into the system at first level. Okay. Now, second thing, what's happening after you logged into the ServiceNow system? Okay. After you logging into the ServiceNow system, so you are able to see the the beginning screen, for example, like this. Okay. You are able to log into the ServiceNow system and you are having access to this one. And now, if you need to do something, what you are doing, you are going to the navigation menu and you are trying to work with various applications and then the other relevant contents. Okay, so how are these dependent? Again, based on roles. Okay, now after logging into the ServiceNow system at this level only, the password is the key area to ensure the security. Okay, and once you logged into the system, the subsequent security models all lined up with roles. Okay, only if you have roles, you will be able to see the subsequent option. Correct? Okay. Now imagine you have some role. So what you will do is you will be able to go to that particular application. Okay. So this, when you click on this application, what's happening here? You are able to access a particular module. Okay. The second level is module, right? And within the module, there is one key table and you are able to access this particular table. Okay, so now here you need to have a permission to read the data. You need to have a permission to view this particular table. Only this particular table will be available to watch. So you need table level access. Okay, table level access. Okay, this is third level. Okay, now third level again roles. Only if you have that rare role, you will be able to work with that table. Otherwise, you will not be able to do. Now, after you have opened up, what you are seeing a record. You are seeing record, and record means like it is having set of columns. Okay, you need to have row level access. Okay, row level access, which means you are able to access that particular row. This is fourth level of access. Again, this is dependent on rows. Now, again, I want to limit access to a particular field to any individual or a manager or someone. So to ensure that level of access, again, you can control that field level access. Okay. And this is field level access. Okay. So field level access is fifth level. Okay. Again, if this is bounded by roles, you can see the security of the system is moving down from system. First, you need to have, if you do not have access to system, would you be able to read the data in the field? Can you?
No.
No. So you need to be able to log in. Even if you have the access to the row also is fine. But unless until you have access to the module, you'll not be able to go down to this place. So you need to have the granular level access, only then you will be able to access that particular data input, and then also you'll be able to maintain. So what I'm trying to say in this story is you have the flexibility to maintain the security at whatever the layer you want. Okay, it all up to our design. If the requirement is demanding you to maintain the security even at the field level, yes, you can do that using ServiceNow security controls. Okay, how we do that? Let's just try document the requirement here. Okay, so first thing I'm going to check with I'll take out some examples. Okay, so for logging in, the user ID password is required. Okay, let's say I want to make sure library management. Okay, yesterday we talked about library request. This is the table and this is the module. So to ensure this particular one, the person should require, basic access, the table level access, only then they will be able to access the data. Let's say Abel tutor should be able to access this particular one. Now, again at the table level, Abel should be able to read and create. He should be able to read and create request. Or else like if you want to modify the access at various level, we can do that. And then again on the same table, okay, I want to have another, Abraham as modified access. Okay, you should have modify access. You should have read write and then as well as modify along with that previous one. Now I want to use another user called Adela. Adela should have access to modify a particular security field. Maybe he should have field level access. Okay, restricted to only him. Only him. He only the person should be able to access that particular field level. Okay, this is how I want to look into this requirement and we will do one by one. Okay, let's do one thing. Whatever we have done yesterday, let's remove all of them so that we can start fresh. Or else we'll create a new simple table and then we will build it. Okay, let's say I will create a new table system definition and then create a new table for initial access. Okay, I will say that complaint management, okay, or else issue management or whatever, or hospital request. Appointment table and name of it is called. Now we will test one of them. I'm saving this here. I created a new table, a new module, and new application name. I created these things. Okay. Now after creating it, let me create a couple of fields in it. Okay. And let's go to show form. I'm going to that form and configure form layout. Patient. Ideally, it should be reference field, but for our testing purpose, I'm quickly creating it. Appointment time. Okay. And phone number, compliant, doctor recommendation. So I created 5 fields there. Now let's see how that table looks like. This is how it is. Now let's see. Now I'm an administrator. I'm able to do anything here. Okay. So as we know that once we created, okay, once we created, the table will be automatically creating 4 ACLs. Okay, right? So automatically creating 4 ACLs, one for read, one for create, one for write, and then one for delete. Okay, now here I want to create 4 different roles. Okay, example. Okay, one for again, let's split it if there's nothing wrong. Even for okay, now I want to create roles here. Hospital underscore read. Hospital, sorry, underscore read first. Read. And again, hospital modify. Hospital delete. So my situation here is let's test one by one. I want to make sure Abel should be able to read the data. For now, I'm not going to create any record. I'm not going to allow him to create any record. He should be allowed to only read the data. Okay, so these are the roles, the basic roles that I'm going to create. And then I want to make sure hospital. So these are the roles, right? Let's quickly create those roles in the tool. Roles, system security, roles, create those 4 roles. Okay, I created first role, second role, third role, and fourth role. So I created 4 roles. Now I have 4 roles. Now go to your table. Okay, this is your table and reload it. And you have 4 ACLs. To work with ACLs, I need elevated role. I need elevated role. So I'm making sure I have elevated role. I updated my elevated privileges and scroll down and open these 4 ACLs. Open these 4 ACLs. Okay. Now come down to this ACL. This is a read ACL. And by default, this is the one which you have. We don't want to go by this. I want to create. I want to update read for read. Okay. I want to apply. This is the role I want to apply here. Did not come through. Let me select it. I have added and saved. Similarly, for the other one. What is this ACL first? Let's check. This is a create. Okay. Now create. Remove the other. Okay, this is successfully saved. And the second one is also successfully saved. Create is fine. Now what is this? Write. Okay. Okay. Modify. Write means modify, updated, and save. So for the respective ACLs, I'm providing respective roles for our testing purpose. Now go down to the other one. Close. And last one is delete. Delete. Things. So 4 roles, 4 tightly applied according to our requirement. Now let's go by one and test it. Keep testing it. So now this is my one. I will open up in my incognito mode for my quick testing. Let's open the same instance. And then what is the user ID password? So let's get that user ID password for logging into the system. Manage instance ID password. This is the instance ID and password. I'm logging into this instance in the incognito mode. Now, first thing first, let's check how it happens. Now, I'm actually logging into this hospital management as an administrator. because being administrator, I'm able to see this, right? Hospital, I can see appointments. Okay, I being an administrator, I can also create data events. Okay, now I created a data. So everything is working fine. But now let's work with Abel Tutor. So impersonate as an Abel Tutor and check if Abel Tutor is able to access the application. So he is having user ID password. This is successful, right? Now left hand side come down. Can he see hospital management here? Is it accessible to him?
No.
No, right? Now go down to this particular one. Okay, go down to this module and go to application hospital management. Hospital management is titled with that u underscore hospital user role. You can see this is the role what this hospital management application is already having, right? Okay, for a moment, do one thing. Go to this underscore user. Underscore user dot list. Open the Apple Tutor profile. Here, whatever the previous roles that we have added, let's remove them. Remove them. U underscore appointment. So this is the one which we created and save it. I'm giving U underscore appointment. Now go back to testing screen and impersonation and come back again. I'm on my incognito window, ended the impersonation and taking back. Okay, again I will impersonate as W2. Okay, now come down here. Can you see any application here? Reason.
Yes.
Yeah, reason. Here, if you go down to this hospital menu, what is the table we have behind? Appointment table. Appointment table is given with what roles? These roles, right? Does Apple Tutor has access to these roles? Does Apple Tutor has this role? Not yet. I haven't given. So that is why, though he has access to this one, he is not able to get the second level also. Now, go and give this particular access to Apple Tutor. Okay. Now here, go down to this Apple Tutor and provide. See what are all the various ways we are controlling is what we are trying to see. Now, provide and save it. I gave him read access, no other access. Okay. Come down here and impersonation. If my pace is speed, let me know. I will slow down. Again, go down, go to impersonate user. Okay, now go down, check. Do you have access? You received it, right? Now, what level of access according to our design? It is just read. It is just read. Now I gave only table level access, just read. And then also we have access to the record at row level, that is a read. He should be able to only read. Does he have access to create?
No.
No, but he'll be able to read the data because we provided read access. Is this clear till now? Okay, row level is able to do that. Okay, now increment Abel Tutor access to create. Okay, increment Abel Tutor access to create for testing purpose. Now go down to this particular one, add create option. But this create will not work because of one ACL. I will talk about it. Okay, so now go down, hospital, give him create. Okay, now I provided create. You should have ability to create it. You should have ability to create it. Now empty impersonation. This test will not work because of that ACL. We will tell you why. Okay, now I impersonate. I'll re-impersonate. He will get access button, new button, but he'll not be able to create it. Okay. Now on appointments. Now he has the access. Click on new. We are getting read only, right? The reason is on the ACLs. Okay. On these particular ACLs, there is an issue. Let me go to this ACLs, configure security rules. There is one create ACL. This is giving me a problem. Now show matching. Okay. So this ACL is the problematic ACL. Okay. Now on the create, you can see the star dot star. This is a wild card. Okay. When I said star, which means it applies for all the tables. Okay. And star means on the all the fields. Okay. This is the table level and this is a field level. So which means like it works for everybody. Okay. And the condition is saying that the session one, the glide security manager, this is actually incorrect one. So that is why this is giving us problem. Okay. Now disable this. This is the problematic ACL causing the issue. Just disable this ACL. Now go back and then create new SLA. Now you see you're able to work with. Yesterday, this is why we stuck. Okay, now he's able to create it. Fine. He's able to read the data and he's able to create the data. But is he able to modify? No, right? He's not able to modify the data. So now let's pick up one other test user. The third test user is Abraham. Okay, he should have access to modify the data. Now create, go back to this one. Pick up another test user. Another test user, Abraham. Add rules, required rules. So what rules he should have? He should have read, write, create, modify, and then remove the previous roles. New underscore appointment. That is a module level access. And you want to give create, read, and modify. You should be able to have modify. Now I have applied access to this person and go to impersonate Abraham. I'm impersonating as Abraham. Come down. You should have hospital access. Yeah, yes. Now he has read access, create access, and also he is able to modify the data. Now you can see, now he is able to modify the data. So now you understood, right? So the modify ACL, yesterday it didn't work. Now this is working. Okay. So now the subsequent requirement is, okay, now let us say this is again, let's instead of saying delete, let's say modify field. Okay, modify field. Okay, I want to have field level access. Okay, or a hospital modify underscore doctor recommendations. This is the field. Okay, now This should be only available for Adela. Okay, assuming that in this case, Adela is a doctor and he should, he is the only person should update the doctor recommendations. Okay, he is the only person available to modify the doctor recommendation. Remember this. Okay, the other people they can, do that, but this particular field we wanted to restrict only for Adela being is a doctor. Okay, now let's say this role right now we do not have. Let's quickly create one. Let's quickly create one role. And field level I'm actually giving modify field. This is the role I'm giving. I'm trying to give this particular role to this Adela, and also I want to create a ACL that would ensure like an Adela is only the person should be able to restrict that particular field. Okay. Now let's pick up this user. This is the user, right? And you can add a person into this role like this also. Members. Subscribe users, find limit. Users, pick up Adela, and give him access. Give him underscore appointment and hospital. He should be able to create, he should be able to modify, he should be able to delete, and he should be able to modify field, and he should be able to read. Example. Now he is a doctor, super doctor. Okay, fine. Now we provided this. Go to ACLs. This time I'm going to create an ACL. I will restrict the doctor recommendation to only this hospital field. Okay, and go to access control. Access control. Now create new. This is what I'm going to say. Field level access. On which table you want to select? This is a hospital table or appointment table. Typing the appointment here. Appointment. And what is the field in there? Doctor recommendations. And doctor recommendation should be allowed only for whoever is having this hospital field access. Okay. Field level restriction. Okay. You only the modify field. Only this particular person should be able to deal with this doctor recommendation. I'm saving. Sorry, this is the right ACL. This is not a create ACL. I want to say that like, this is for right. Okay, for modification, not for creation. Okay. This is for right. Updated. Now I have updated it. Now, since I have created a ACL, the other people should not be able to modify that particular field. Come and test. Now I have come back. Right now I logged in as a Abraham. Open this particular field. Is able to modify. Let's actually refresh the session. Session need to be changed. I said right, and then prove overrides is fine. Okay. Hospital. Okay, log into the Acl tutor. First check with Acl tutor. Anyway, Acl tutor has only read access and create access. He is not having modification access at all. Fine. Let's check that. So according to our design, he is able to create. He is able to create, but he is not able to modify. This is fine. Now go to Abraham. Earlier, Abraham is able to modify the entire data. Now come down. I gave access, modification access to Abraham. According to this one, we gave access to modify access. Test it how he is able to access this. Go to data and then now can he modify the doctor recommendations? Team is he able to modify the doctor recommendation? No, right?
No.
Yeah, it is restricted only for Adela according to our design. Adela is a super doctor because if you want to change any previous prescription, okay, nobody can go ahead and directly change the prescription here. It's a very critical element. Now we restricted it only for Adela, right? Now go back and then re-impersonate as an Adela. Adela, and now log in. Okay, now check this. Go to hospital management. Okay, Adela is a super doctor. So test one by one. He has read access. He has ability to create. Okay. Now he will able to. He should be able to modify the recommendations also. Can he modify? The other doctors, they are not able to modify it. They are able to create it, no doubt. But they are not able to modify once it is created. Agree?
Yes,
This
sir.
is how, and also being like an Adela is given with delete ICL, he is able to delete the record also if you want. Okay, so that is how you will control this entire access in your system. Okay, you can drill down to the layers, whatever the way you wanted, you can implement the security in your system. Okay, is this topic is clear end to end?
Yes.
Any questions, Haman?
No, unclear.
Good. Subara?
Nothing from me. Thank you.
Chaitanya?
No, sir.
Do you want me to explain once again?
And no, sir, I will go through the video.
Okay, please. Okay, and make
Yes.
sure you read something. We have very good documentation around that. Please go through the documentation and then you pick up the same scenario and you practice it. It will be good for you. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Right.
Yes, sir.
Okay.